You know, the criminal harvest of deaths in Kaduna State continues, just as bandits attack on Runji village in Zangon Kataf, local government area of the state, has left no less than 33 people dead. Now, the mindless gunmen were said to have attacked the community at around 10 p.m. on Saturday when the victims were asleep. The council chairman, Francis Sani, said more than 40 houses were touched. The 33 victims, we can tell you, have been given a mass burial. How many more deaths would it take for us to call the bluff of the bandits, Asukwo?
It is really, really sad that we are still, I thought after the election that we won't be hearing killings, but it happened in Benue, and I was really shocked. And now you're talking about Kaduna, you know, and the thing is, these people operate. Like I read this. The story that from my reporter was that they operated for hours, and then there was no
challenge.
Yes, no security around to challenge them. And you can't tell me this Zango Kataf is not new to anybody, because I remember even when I was small, I used to hear of this Zango Kataf, crisis. 92, you know, so back then, so it's not something that you can't tell me that the military shouldn't be around that area.
General Lekwot brought
yes.
Zango Kataf
to the limelight.
Everybody
now knew this particular local government.
Yeah.
So nobody should tell me that for now that we still don't have military presence, police presence, even police the offices, police around that area.
Yeah.
For when things like this happen, that bandits will just come, kill people, and then they will go for free. It is really, really mindless, and I think the government has to do a lot of things.
Chidi, and it boggles the mind. So why Kaduna?
I see this as a culmination of people refusing to forgive one another.
Okay.
The Zango Kataf issue has been around for some time. When one group kills the other, then you should expect that there will be vengeance. This is the way it's been on. I mean, it's been on like this for some time. And in the last few weeks, in fact, immediately after the elections were done with, they've been killing people in this Zango Kataf. On March 12th, they killed 17 persons. No, that's in Atiap, chiefdom of Zango Kataf. On March 15th, they killed 10 persons.
This is even before the election, governorship election.
Yes, on March 15th, they killed 10 persons. On the 23rd of March, they attacked Kajuru, slaughtering many people, including a reverend, a reverend of Ekwa Church, and kidnapped the reverend's wife. So this particular attack, in which more than 40 houses were killed and 33 persons were slaughtered, is just one of the many attacks that we have had since the beginning of March. So I don't understand why this has gone on. Since we were done with the presidential election, we've been having this attack. And so it will even seem that like these ground-truth elements have chosen to simply begin to kill our people once the elections are done with. Because if you move even from Kaduna, Boko Haram, that had been quiet for some time, went to the hometown of the governor of Yobe State, Bunigeri. They went to his hometown. On the outskirts of his hometown, they killed more than 11 people.
Okay.
Boko Haram that we had, for some time we didn't hear about them. On the outskirts of Bunigeri in Yobe State, they killed 11 people. You will not see it in a lot of the newspapers because I can tell you a lot of these killings go on even unreported.
And you're wondering what statement they are trying to make.
I don't, for Boko Haram, they've always felt that, look, these villagers, these people fail to support them. They call the military to come and attack them whenever they attack. But what do they expect the people to do? You attack me, today kill some of my people, you expect that I should be silent about your movement? So the people provide information about the movement of these terrorists, and the army, the Air Force, will move in and serve them justice. That is what they hate. The people who were killed recently around Gajiram, the fishermen who were killed, they were killed not because they committed any offense, but that because there was an attack that the military launched in which the leader of the group was killed. They felt it was these civilians who gave information to the armed forces. So I just don't understand why these killings must go on. But the government, the incoming government, because it is clear now that though the president promised that he will end banditry before leaving office, you and I know that that is not possible. In fact, if he's not careful, on the day that he's leaving office, the bandits will still kill people to show that, look, you did not defeat us.
All right. Louis is listening and watching us from Ketu. He wants to react. Louis, good evening to you.
Good evening.
Yeah. Let's go.
I want to thank you to your station for what you are doing, because I know almost all the time you focus on this bandit and the rest of them. I wish everybody is doing the way you are doing. I think if not for anything, at least the noise would have been made. Thank you so much for what they are doing. But my surprise is, why is the governor not doing anything? Even if he's doing anything, but people are not seeing what he's doing. As the chief security of the state, you can't tell me human beings are being lost every now and then. These are human beings for God's sake.
Yes.
We should show compassion for people's lives. You can't. Someone cannot just come to a state and kill people. In the other way, you still have the safety repeating, and you have a government in that state.
Thank you. Thank you, Louis. Thank you. Asukwa, sometimes you think government is helpless.
The thing is...
It's natural.
No, of course, we know. But at this point, what people even require is the efforts made by government in trying to solve the problem.
Okay.
At least if the governor, because just look at the series of killings, 10, 11, now 33, and all this is just within a month. If we've not heard
and this is talking about human beings.
Yes, we are talking about human beings. So the thing is, if we see the governor or the government coming out to make that decisive statement saying that, okay, because the thing is, if these guys come, they kill and they go. We've not heard any prosecution. We've not heard that, oh, this person was arrested for killing certain number of people on so day. Let government get to that point whereby when people see that some people have been arrested for it and they are being prosecuted, it will give people a lot of confidence. And even because where we don't want to get to is when people start to get results to self-help. Because that is getting to that point. In Kaduna, and in so many other places, like Jide is saying, there are so many states in Nigeria whereby when once there's a killing here, the next thing is retaliation. So we don't want to get to that point whereby everybody will be retaliating because they want to get back their justice because government has not been able to say something. We want government to always be proactive and be active, not just but active. In that when once something happens, there's a killing, the government should go all out, arrest those who did this, prosecute them, let people see them and know them.
At least we now know that intelligence, the Nigerians are willing to give intelligence,
of course,
which is key.
Of course, which is very, very vital. Because if you don't, because I might see the person that actually killed a particular person, and I will decide to keep quiet.
Yeah, for
because
fear.
I don't know because since the government have not asked me, have not made any effort, I would not want somebody to come and kill me.
Yeah.
In all of this, the community policing or even state police is becoming more and more inevitable.
Yes.
A lot of the time, these guys strike where our people are most vulnerable. They hardly attack urban centers. They go to communities that are remote, where even when you raise an alarm, it will take a long while before security operatives can get to the location. I've been to a community in Kasida where bandits attacked people. And I can tell you that for a journey that naturally should take 18 minutes, it took us 2 hours to get there. The roads were terrible. Now, if they were attacked by bandits, just giving an example, and they tried to raise an alarm, in any case, in some of those places, they don't even have network. Telephone services, zero. So you can't reach them. But when you have community policing cascaded, even right up to ward level, our people will have the protection that they need. In this case, it was said that vigilantes even tried to stand up to them, but they were overpowered. They don't have the weapons that these guys go around with. Bandits sometimes, and these terrorists, this militia coming to kill our people, they even have access to RPGs. Who is the vigilante person that has access to RPG? So, in terms of the weapons at their disposal, maybe it's just ding gun, or at best pump action. That's what these vigilantes have. Or Amotekun, because I've seen Amotekun with pump action and all that. That cannot stand the test against someone who has an AK-47, AK-49, or RPG. So we need to do something about this community policing thing, or state police. Maybe this 10th assembly that is to come will eventually give us state police, because what they've simply done, the community policing that has now been given to us through the new Police Act. You know, the old Police Act was given to us way back in 1941, but we now have a new Police Act, which includes community policing that will ensure that the traditional ruler, like the paramount ruler in the local government, will be part of the security committee. And will have,
in a given environment,
just like the police commissioner will be part of the community security committee. So the paramount ruler will be part of that, and they will be deciding together how to best protect their communities. It's a good idea, but it will only work if we arm the vigilantes to the point that at least they can defend themselves and defend their communities, and we allow this structure to cascade right up to ward level. You have operatives, you arm them, you give them sufficient training. The police is still there. The police can help train these community policing operatives.
How about incentivizing intelligence, information?
Of course, that will come true. By the time you get the traditional rulers involved, the traditional ruler's duty is to ensure that even people coming into his community are profiled.
Yeah.
Nobody should just come to a community, come and sit down there, and nobody will ask questions. Look, gentlemen, would like to know you. Where are you from? This and that. You need to know about everyone coming into your community. Don't just sit there because say a traditional ruler, they are coming to give you bribes and all that. You need to know what's going on in your community, and where you fail to do that,
Yeah.
you deserve to be punished, because the traditional ruler is an employee of the local government. The other day, the governor of Kogi decided to suspend the traditional ruler because bandits struck in his community and even killed expatriates. So these things need to stop. We need to do our best to protect our people. We are not protecting our people enough. Life is so cheap in our country. There's nowhere else that I know where life is so cheap at a time when we are not at war.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to stop. We are not in Syria, for God's sake. Even in Syria, there are times when people don't get killed the way they are killing people in Nigeria, in Syria.
All right. We wish Kaduna State, as indeed troubled spots around the country, Godspeed.